Black Myth's Wukong PC benchmark tool is now available, and it includes ray tracing and DLSS FSR XeSS for Intel GPU support. Fire up your rigs, it's benchmark time. Black Myth's Wukong PC benchmark tool release developed by Chinese studio Game Science. Black Myth Wukong is a brand new IP with a focus on action RPG mechanics. The game is based around the Chinese novel Journey to the West and will put you in the control of Destined One, who will roam around the mythical land and fighting off very unique enemies. And these are some of the pics from the game, actual game, and I don't know what kind of spec systems they were running and testing it on. It's going 37 FPS. The game went gold last week and was followed by an impressive trailer which gave us a taste of amazing visual that this game is going to offer. On technical side, Black Myth Wukong will be very demanding based on its system requirement, which require up to an RTX 4070 and RX 7800 XT for ultra quality without ray tracing. System requirement which requires RTX 4070 and RX 7800 XT, and still you are not able to use it with ray tracing. Great. To maximize the ray tracing quality, you will need a beefier GPU such as the GeForce RTX 4070 Super and above. Well, remove this statement and write it. You will need one and only RTX 4090, no lesser than that. Then it will be okay. Plain and simple. The CPU requirements are nominal with the developers recommended 6 and 8 core chips from AMD and Intel 9th Gen and 5000 series. And if you can see here, for recommended Core i7 and 700, same here, and for Ryzen 5 5500, same here in the medium. But in recommended without ray tracing, you can use it on high 1080p, but if you use ray tracing then it will be in medium ray tracing, and still the graphics jump is high. Here they are telling you to use 2060 and here they are asking you to use 4060, and of course if ultra then you might need to use 4090. As for the graphics setting, Black Myth Wukong has the basic display configuration panel which let you change the resolution, display mode, aspect ratio, frame rate cap, VSync and motion blur. The graphics setting offer more detailed customization which has the recommended graphics setting applies option at the very top, followed by the option configure super resolution. The game supports all three super resolution technologies from nvidia, AMD and Intel, including DLSS, FSR and XeSS. There is a fourth one, TSR, but the TSR is not supported by the nvidia. As you can see here, they are using the DLSS with the super resolution up to 100%, and the 100% slider means that the sampling is applied to the native resolution, which is essentially DLA, AA, FSR, AA and XeAA. While moving the slider down shows the respective to the percentage, quality, balance, performance and ultra performance. Ray tracing option apply on the nvidia GPUs and are listed as nvidia full ray tracing, since nvidia cards will be able to run them the best. The very high RT settings enable path ray tracing, which makes sense for the nvidia GPU owning to their best RT hardware capabilities. Okay, now ray tracing is the only thing in the games that makes it prettier, but when you enable, you have the option to select from low, medium and very high. The rest are the standard quality setting which states cinematic for the best quality. Users can adjust the various settings manually, such as view distance, anti-aliasing, post-processing effects, shadow texture visualization, hair vegetation, global illumination and reflection. So developers in simple terms are telling you guys to go F yourself if your CPU and GPU is even lower than 14 gen or 7000 or 9000 in 9 series of AMD and 4090, 4080. This is basically they are saying. So if you want to play our game, you need to spend minimum $3,000 to $4,000 of PC equipments that will run this game. No thank you guys, I don't have these kind of super high-tech spec. Believe me guys, I don't have. The tool also has a pre-shader compilation process which takes around 1 to 2 minutes to complete. Since this is the Unreal Engine title, we can expect many Intel users to experience crashes while going through this process. Okay, again I want to point out something here regarding the Intel users to experience the crash. Unreal Engine was the company that proposed that they will change their Intel CPUs with the AMD, and they will be using AMD in future. If you remember, I shared the news with you guys. So this game is also made in Unreal Engine 5, but let me tell you guys that the crashings were happening in OX 123 and OX 125, but the recent patch OX 129 macro code that Intel launches, days have been passed, they shared it with the SS and MSI, and still it's not officially launched for the consumers, but they are trying their best to keep the performance and overclocking ability to their max and no performance dip. And I believe that 0x129 macro code will stabilize the processor, and you will see that there will be no crashes. And this statement implements to 0x123 and 125, but not to the 129, as they have not seen the 129 and did not play the game in 0x129. And it's best to use the Intel baseline profile or just underclock or underload your chips manually. So let the process finish. The loading time is small since only the assets of benchmark are being compiled and not the entire game. Coming to the performance, we first use the nvidia GeForce 4090 running on the Intel Core i9 3900K with DDR5 6800 memory. We maxed out everything including the RT quality and test the game at 4K with DLA frame generation, DLSS 75 frame generation. With DLA, the GPU scores 44. Oh my god. So you push each and everything at 4K with 4090 and using the 3900K, and you are still getting 44 FPS. I'm not lying guys, I don't have this kind of powerful PC to run this game. And with DLSS add quality, the GPU scores 74 FPS. Without frame generation, the FPS drop to 23 FPS with DLA and 41 FPS with DLSS quality. And these are the settings and presets and the hardware they used. And if I can share it with you, okay, they are using the cinematic preset, 4K, borderless, cinematic, each and everything except the motion blur was off, frame generation was on, DLSS cinematic, and everything was on cinematic, only the motion blur was off. And they were using 3900K with 4090, graphics version 560.81, and VRAM is 24 GB. Guys, mine is 8 GB. What do you think? I will be able to run this game? Not at all, not even in the medium. 4K DLSS 75 max out quality with frame generation on, they gain 74 FPS. And if you can see here, 4090, 4080 Super, 4070, and 4060 Ti and 4060. My card is not even in the list. And looking at the performance number, it looks like Black Myth Wukong is a very GPU intensive title. Nah man, you don't say. It is the GPU intensive game. Since you need film generation, even the DLSS quality mode to achieve over 60 FPS on high-end cards such as the RTX 4090 and RTX 4080 Super. The rest of the cards will be better at low resolution such as 1440p for the RTX 4070 series and 1080p for the RTX 4060 series. We'll be soon testing the Radeon RX 7000 cards too to confirm how the performance on RDNA 3 compares.